say, Mr. Barkey?
What
say, Mr. Rinke?
Yes. One and only Mr. Young.
How are you?
Up in the mine to you.
You've seen one of those before, up close and personal?
I've seen a lot of them. Yes, sir. That's quite a ship.
That one's really nice, isn't it?
Good to see one still flying. There we're going to see him go down by the 10 or 12 at one mission over Munich, Germany. Break your heart. Over the target area. The flak's so heavy you could walk on it. The wing had come off. Poor fellows, I was thinking 10 men aboard every one of those ships.
Oh my God.
It's heartbreaking.
Really?
Brings a tear to your eye. And if it weren't for the flak, then the German fighters were waiting for us to come off the target and they'd hit us again. It's a hell of a war. Good to see one still flying.
It's nice to see an old bird, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Nice talking to you.
Good to talk to you, Bob, always.
Mr. Young, it's my pleasure. Bye-bye.
of the volunteers. I came in as a working crew. I flew in as a flight engineer yesterday. Now my husband was the pilot.
I see.
And his name is Ned Bowers.
Okay, I talked to him
He was
earlier.
the captain, yeah. And then Craig McBurney was the co-pilot that came in yesterday. And we got a gentleman that's also a volunteer in the back that came in as the observer in the back. And his name is Bill Eagleson.
I see.
So it's all volunteer.
And your name is?
Nancy Bowers.
Nancy Bowers.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure. It's really a beautiful airplane. You've
Yeah,
done
they sure did a nice job,
a
I'll tell you.
fantastic job, yes.
Yeah.
Really appreciate seeing it. It's a rare opportunity.
I'll tell you, we're real pleased to be volunteering to be able to be part of the
Well,
Collins.
it's got to be exciting.
It is. It really is.
Thrill of a lifetime.
It is. That it is.
Thank you for talking to me.
Sure.
We had a special little ring in here, and there's guns mounted in the ring. You know, like on 4 wheels around, with a 50 down like so. But it seems to me that ours gun was down lower. They didn't have this racking in here.
Well, then this one goes down.
Well, this is a Sperry ball turret, yes.
This drop, this
Yeah.
telescope's down.
But you see, our airplanes didn't have this Sperry turret on them. So the ring had they're down in like that so that it was,
Exposed always.
yeah. You get what I'm saying?
That's the way I remember it, is the Sperry turret was exposed all the time.
Well, it retracted. It had to for landing.
I remember.
See if it's down to the airplane that did it when it landed.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
What theater of were you in?
South Pacific.
Yeah.
380. I was in the 380th bomb group.
Up front there, there's...
You can get today's prog bulletin?
Hydraulic tubing.
I didn't, but I...
Well, the record, I'm listed in there.
Oh, and your name is what?
Cornwell.
Cornwell.
Yeah, Thurlow Cornwell. I was in the 380th bomb group for about a year.
Probably not as
We went from Darwin, Australia, up into Mindoro, Philippine Islands before I left them. Very interesting.
See, this is all cable
Little
here.
trip
This,
there.
Did you think 45 years later you get to go through another one of these?
No. I knew when they were tearing them up in Kingman. See, there was, I think, 17,000 airplanes out there or something like
I
that.
remember
In
seeing them
Kingman,
parked down
in
there.
Kingman, Arizona, yeah. They had them stacked over every place, and they tore them all up, you know.
You ever gone and see him?
I flew a P-38 out of there.
And my brother went out after the war. He flew the Marauders. He went out to see the boneyard
Yeah.
before they got rid of all of them.
They had one.
You were Kingman?
Huh?
Were you Kingman?
No, I just flew out there to pick up a P-38.
I took training there, and I took training at Oaks in Mexico.
Well, we went through, our crew was formed at Fresno, California, when we went to Tucson for training, and then we went overseas from Hamilton Field, went up to
Thinking they'd like to have that in your van.
Susan Fairfield, flew out of that
I'd
to
like to have
Hawaii.
one mounted on the front of my truck when I was working.
Were you a pilot on the B-20?
Co-pilot.
Co-pilot.
Yeah.
Small, it seems to be small.
Yeah.
What missions did you fly?
A 39 out of,
How about this young chap here? I was just reading this fellow Brown record. He flew all the way through Vietnam. Left with
one thing,
as a major. He was a ball turret.
Yes. The guy that's doing the pilot?
No. There's a
the
placard
placard.
here that tells about this ball turret operator.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Did all right. When he was controlling that, he would have been a sergeant probably.
Oh, if
Well, they give them all rank, as I remember it. A couple of them were tech sergeants.
yeah, but I can't believe you'd wind up with a commissioned officer in there. So he got that later.
Well, the only guy that I ever heard of that got to be an officer in one was Clark Gable. He was the captain gunner. They didn't have too many captain gunners.
They didn't have too many Clark Gables either,
No.
did they?
But you'd say they claim he actually flew some missions.
Oh, yeah, proof of it. Yeah, I filmed it. He took.
Well, the one guy that really showed a lot of guts was this guy
Back up this place. Went to Boston, actually.
Jimmy Stewart. He commanded a B-24 group in Europe. He actually flew the missions.
The general.
Well, he wound up a general, but he was a colonel. You know, the whole idea on these bomb groups is the reason you got the rank is you lived. Well, the 380th bomb group, see, when they went overseas, from the way I got the story, they went out on a mission and the wing commander was killed. So that moved the deputy up to wing command, and it moved some of the squadron people up. And a couple of weeks later, one of the guys that started out as the operations officer was commanding the group. You know, the main idea, how you get your promotions, you have to be alive. You have to return from the missions.
Have to make it to mess call.
That's right. Yeah, this was a nice airplane.
You were a bombardier on B-24?
That's right.
In what theater?
European, Italy.
Oh, uh-huh. How many missions did you?
50.
50? Oh, boy.
Yeah.
You did a double dose.
Right, flew out of Lecce, Italy.
Uh-huh.
1943 to 44.
I'll be darned. It's pretty interesting to see one of these in this shape after
Sure is, yeah.
45 years.
It really is. It's good shape.
Of course, you look like you're in pretty good shape, too.
Pretty good.
Yeah. Both happy to be here, I bet. Your name is what?
Brown.
Brown.
Ike Brown.
What is it?
Ike Brown.
Ike Brown. And what bomber group were you with?
98th Bomb Group.
98. Used to run through there in a dead run, didn't you?
They pull the pins out of the bomb.
You got them packed in here right, you think?
Probably sand in them.
Think.
Oh, pretty nice.
Pretty nice, huh? Looks like it weathered the storm of 45 years or so. With,
Sure it is. They did an awful good job fixing that thing up.
it's a real pleasure to see something like this
Yeah,
taken care of.
it really is.
I understand you had an engine problem in Arizona. Which engine did you have problems with?
We had both 1 and 4.
1 and 4. What engines are in these?
They're Pratt 1830s.
I see. What, sir?
Gene Blumetti.
Gene Blumetti.
Captain.
Captain. And you flew P-47s?
P-47s out of England.
Uh-huh.
The 8th Air Force.
And P-51s also?
I flew them a couple of times, but my preference was the P-47.
And you had how many victories?
11. And 6 ground kills.
I see. What do you think of this ship? It's a beauty, isn't it?
Beautiful. I see many go down in flames, unfortunately.
That's
we flew fighter cover for B-24s, B-17s, and B-26s.
And how many missions approximately did you fly?
I had about 109 missions.
Wow. Boy, that's a lot of seat time in one of
Well,
those.
there was some who had more, 128. Well, I was happy to come home. I was shot down twice, but wounded once, and I get a veteran's pension of $750 a month.
I see. Well, it's really exciting to be able to come out and see something like this.
Oh, yeah, it brought tears in my eyes.
I bet it did. Did you see it fly in yesterday?
My son did. It flew right over his house, he said.
Yeah. Nice talking to you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
the B-24 was designed in 1939 and flew extensively through World War II. It had a crew of 10. It had 2 pilots, it had a top turret gunner, it had a forward turret gunner, nose turret gunner, it had a navigator up in front, a bombardier, and in the back you had 2 waist gunners, a ball turret gunner, and a tail gunner. So 10 guys together were a crew on the airplane.
How many bombs and how many rounds of ammunition did it carry?
Each gun had about 650 rounds of ammunition and it carried about 8,800 pounds of bombs. They can carry different combinations of bombs, different sizes, but that was about the average bomb load. A typical bomb load was 6,000 pounds of 500-pound bombs.
And what kind of missions can we expect for the future for the B-24 bomber?
So this B-24 is the only fully restored flying B-24 in the world. It was restored by the Collins Foundation based out of Massachusetts. And we're taking it on a 100-city tour, going around the country and bringing it out to the people so they can have a chance to see it.
Well, that's something we all can look forward to.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
What, sir?
Charles Seekers, S-I-G-R-I-S-T.
And you're familiar with this type of aircraft, are you?
Yeah, I trained on this right out here at San Bernardino, Orco, and I flew these over in England on the 494th Bomb Group.
And how many missions did you
I
fly?
had 33 over Germany.
33.
All before Berlin got bombed, by the way.
And you were a waist gunner, I understand?
Waist gunner, yes. And an armored gunner.
And an armor. And this right up here is where you did your work, huh?
Right here, yeah. Now, most of us, people like myself that were waist gunners, were also armament gunners.
I see.
And that was our job to take care of the ammunition, the bomb bays, the armors, the bomb bays, and the bombs. The radio gunner worked from up there, and he was a radio technician, but your waist gunners were all armors. And most of us all went to school either at Laurel Field, number 1 or 2, and then sometimes some of us got sent over to Indianapolis to Sperry Rand and Bendix squadrons to learn how to tear them apart.
You didn't ever have to work in the ball turret, did you, in the bottom?
Well, I've taken them in and out a lot of times, but no, I never only flew one mission in it.
That looks a little spooky down there, I think. If you had a little claustrophobia, you'd be in trouble.
You get that, and you're down low, which don't show here. You're down there by yourself, and it's very eerie.
I can imagine.
You can act, even as noisy as everything is, you can hear yourself talking to yourself. You can even hear your heartbeat. In fact, any of that.
Did you ever think you'd see a ship like this 45 or 47 years later?
No, in fact, it never entered my mind up until now, really. When I got done, I never wanted any part of this. When I come back in 1945 from England, I'd had all the flying I wanted. So you couldn't get me on an airplane for a number of years after that. So then I picked back up the interest.
Well, they've sure done a beautiful job on this one, haven't they?
They sure have.
And it's good to see it out here.
I have to be honest with you, it brings tears to my eyes.
I bet it does. Would you give me your name again?
Charles Seekers. S-I-G-R-I-S-T is the last name.
Okay, and you were in what bomb group again?
494th 8th Air Force 2nd Command over in England. I was stationed at Kimbolton and Thurlow.
I see.
Right outside, about 60 miles from London.
Uh-huh.
And we got over there in, I got in over there in February of 42. I didn't come home till April of 45. And I started my first mission over France in October of 43. I did.
I see. Well, I certainly thank you again.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Are you doing something serious?
Deadly serious.
We'll find out in about 10 seconds.
You're filling up all the balloons.
700 in my stuff.
Oh boy. Maybe I should leave.
Let's see.
Bill Haggerty, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And you and Bob stayed out of trouble together?
Sometimes I find myself there when I'm with my accomplice here.
Get your catch light in your
I
eyes.
see the light.
Yeah, get together.
Slip right over
your
there.
pals. Get
There you go.
Yeah.
Now there's a group right there, a gaggle, huh?
Yep. And Bill can sing all the war songs. He knows them all. And he flew the B-51, the Checkertail, in 1944.
I see.
We were in Italy together.
Uh-huh.
Speak.
Well, I would agree with that.
That's the truth.
That's the truth.
That's a
Thank you very much.
Let me zoom right in. If you stand still, I want to zoom right in on your hat if I can.
Yeah, zoom in on his head.
B-51.
B-51 with a checker tail.
Yeah. What planes did you fly, Bill?
Tactical planes were P-40, P-51, F-80, and F-86.
Oh boy. We were just looking at an F-86 the other day out at Chino.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they got a couple of nice ones out there.
Well, when I come back from the Far East, I went to 97 Fighter Interceptor Squadron at Wright-Patterson. We flew F-86As for about a year, and then we got new F-86Es. The controls were all hydraulic. And it wasn't long before we found that we could go through the Mach.
Uh-oh.
Split S from 40,000 and throttle at 100%. That was in about 1952 or 53.
Bill was also
in the good old days. I'm sorry.
Excuse me, sir.
Go ahead.
Bill was also a member of a gunnery team that traveled all over the country. And one of the top target shooting. What aircraft did you fly during that period?
P-51 again.
I see.
But we were about to get F-80s. When the Korean thing started, we were the first ones into it, the first Americans to fly jets in combat. Of course, the Germans were first with the Me-262. I've been up against one of those 3 or 4 times.
In the Italian and European theater?
Yes, usually up around Regensburg and Munich.
I see. Could you stay with them at all, or would they just run off and hide?
Each time we would see each other about the same time, and he would split, and I couldn't keep up.
He'd run your tail off and walk away, huh?
But he's a survivor, like all of us.
Yeah, that's right.
What's important.
You betcha. To talk to guys like
Bob
you.
here is an ace. He had 5 Me-109s and an Italian Mach-E 202, Italian fighter.
That's what they say, and that's the truth.
And probably a couple of bridges and something else, huh?
Yeah.
Whatever.
How did you like?
Definitely survivor.
How did you like flying the Jug?
Jug was fabulous at altitude. Enjoyed flying all of them. Glad to be here.
Yeah,
they did a job for me.
The last bomber I saw go down was a B-24 over Vienna, and the whole back end was off of it, and it was burning from outboard engine to outboard engine, spinning down. I was up around 32,000 feet or so in the P-51, and I was trying to watch it hit. Never did see it hit. I was flying in a skid, getting behind, so I had to give up on it. They had quite a few heavy guns at Vienna, and these guys would have to drive through it.
Oh boy.
When the batteries were through, they would throw one round up about 5,000 feet above the others, and it would burst white. The Germans would do that. That was a signal for any of their fighters in the area that they were through firing, and it'd be okay to come in on the bomber.
Did you see anybody get out of the B-24? Or did just...
I never did see any shoots, but they might have.
Well, like Bob said, when these things went down, it could take as many as 10 people with them. And,
yep.
You know, that's a horrible thought. It's wonderful that somebody's taken the initiative to keep some of these flying and to bring them around where we can appreciate.
Yeah,
you know.
it's great to see them again.
Out of the 12,000 plus B-17s that were built, 4,700 of them were lost in combat.
Gee whiz.
So you can figure from that, and not that all the crew members were killed, but with 10 men aboard every bomber, you figure that the greatest percentage of them never came back to the United States.
Wow.
Nice seeing us here again.
Well, the thing was too. The thing that was nice though, when they had air cover like you guys provided, why it really cut down the loss ratio, of the bombers. Don't you think that was?
That was our job.
Yeah.
The name of the game.
So you really, those guys appreciated you, and I'm sure you appreciated them.
Well, that's what they were there to do, and most of the fellas that could fly their 25 missions, they were very happy to come home.
Adios.
But, very few of them made the 25 missions, so it was a dog-eat-dog war. Terrible thing.
Yeah, it certainly was. For both sides, for everybody. Nobody wins on a deal like that.
Never. Never happened.
Yeah. Well, it's my pleasure. I'm going to put this thing down now and just talk to you with both eyes open. Is that okay?
Go for it.
Okay.
Like my name tag on there? Was that do any good or not?
Yeah.
Bomb group and the squadron. 15th Air Force in Italy.
Bill, huh?
Right.
And your name is Bill what?
Bill Beggs.
Bill Beggs.
Uh-huh.
And you were associated with the B-24 and what?
I was a gunner, nose turret gunner in the B-24 in the 15th Air Force in Italy. Flew 51 missions.
Boy.
And got a lot of shit shot out of us. Came back all right though, so we're lucky that way.
Wasn't it pretty exciting to see a restored B-24 like that?
Brought back lots of good memories, it really did.
Yeah, that's...
Gave me goose pimples and chills up and down my spine to see it fly. Got to sit in my nose turret again, first time in 46 years.
Oh, is that right?
And it was great, yeah.
Huh.
A beautiful restoration job they've done. It's good for them to come out to small airports like this too. Really
yeah.
Gave a lot of people, a lot of kids, young people, to see the old timers.
I was here for 3 days and it was a crowd every time I was here, and it was really exciting to see as much interest as there is.
Word got around, word of mouth. It got around very well. Yeah. My daughter wears my jacket around a lot, and got my old these jackets. We took them up to Italy on our first R&R, and took them up to Naples, and all jackets painted by one guy. Our plane was named our baby.
Let me turn right around and see back. Oh
pretty
yeah.
well faded by now.
Pretty well faded, but you can still see it.
Yeah.
So that's your original jacket. That jacket is what, over 45, 40?
Yeah, 47 years
47 years old.
Yeah, all frayed. Some guys get them redone, but I decided I'll leave it like this for a while.
That's great.
I don't like the too new look. But the young people flying this thing, I asked them a couple of times, I said, be sure you guys have a job that a lot of people envious of. Just be glad you're doing it. We're tickled at that.
Yeah, that's
great time.
That's just got to be exciting.
Yeah, it has to be. All the thrills it brings back to us old timers. Pretty great.
So you had 51 missions.
Yeah. Actually, in the European theater, in the 15th Air Force, they counted submissions as 2 if they were over so many hours. So actually, we had 37 sorties.
Did you fly into Ploesti oil fields?
3 times. We didn't do that low-level job. That was the first one in mid-43, I think. But we flew over, and that was kind of a bad place to go. I think Vienna, marshalling yards, and the Ploesti were the worst flak. We flew over a lot of German, Munich, and a lot of good places, a lot of bad places. We hit southern France many times during the invasion of the north to cut off the bridges to keep them from getting away from the Sound. So a lot of strategic bombing.
Well, it was a job you had to do,
And we're all kids. I mean,
yeah.
we didn't know the difference. We didn't bitch and moan like they did on that Memphis Belle picture. We couldn't take our oxygen mask off at 20,000 feet and talk for 10 minutes.
Did you think that was a little bit on the Hollywood side?
Well, it had to be entertaining.
Yeah.
The shooting scenes were pretty nice. Inside the plane were pretty good shots. But they're never the bitching and moaning and all the talking that went on like that.
Do you keep in touch with people that you were in the service with?
We have a bomb group reunion every year.
I see.
And I see contact with about 6 guys in my crew every year. And we're still good friends, and it's just fun.
Just get together and hash over old stories and...
They get better every year, too. You know they do.
Higher and farther and more missions.
Bigger, that's right. Yeah.
Bill, it was good to talk to you. I appreciate you giving us your time, and it's exciting to talk to anybody that had anything to do with fine machine like that. Thank you.
It's not as pretty as the B-17, but it got us back, so we liked it.
Well, that's exactly right.
It was faster than the 17, and it carried a bigger bomb load than the 17. But the 17 was always flying above us.
Oh, really?
Always above. The flag went through us to get to them.
Huh. I have a very, very good friend that flew fighter bomber escort with the checker-tailed
Mustangs.
Mustangs.
We enjoy those guys, I'll tell you. We got over there before they had the long-range tanks.
Oh yeah.
And about July they got the long-range tanks, and that was good to see.
He was out here yesterday and spent quite a bit of time yesterday, and he was going to try and make it today, but I didn't see him. His name is Bob Barkey, and he has a lot of respect for all of the airplanes. You know,
you have to. They made them so fast, so great. And it was a time in this country where we had to get things done. We did it.
Well, it
exciting.
it certainly brought a lot of guys back safely, and that's the main thing. Bill, again, it was nice talking to you. I thank you very much.
Behind the gate. Go through the gate, please.
Come on.
Thank you.
in liberating strife. Who more than self, well, country love, and mercy more than life. America, America, make God thy gold refined, till all success be nobleness, and ever again divine. And you know, when I was in school, we used to sing it something like this. Listen here. Oh, beautiful, far spacious skies, far amber waves of grain, far purple mountain majesties. America, sweet America. You know, God done shed his grace on thee. He crowned thy good. Yes, he did.